Hi, my name is Sarah Tromier, and this is Module 1, Culture and Community for ALTC 805. I work at Levy Special Education Center. That's the main building I service. I actually work at 7 elementary and high schools in Wichita. So Levy Special Education Center is part of the USB 259 Wichita Public School System. Originally, it was an elementary school, and then in 1971 started serving only students with special needs. The building was not adequately accessible, so in 1980 they built a new building, and it serves the severe physical disabilities, intellectual disabilities, and autism. So when the students cannot successfully participate in their home school, they then come to Levy, where we are designed to better take care of their needs. Fun fact about Levy is that we have a swimming pool, and I get to teach swimming classes. I teach adapted PE, and it has a movable floor, so you can go all the way from completely flat with no water in it, with ground level, down to 5 feet. It is a therapy pool, so it is 92 degrees, and the air temperature is 93 degrees. All students have the opportunity to swim unless it is medically stated that it would not be beneficial for them, such as if they're on a ventilator or have induced seizures. The mission of Levy is to provide a safe and stimulating learning environment which promotes dignity and respect for the students, and where individuals' needs, each student, are met by a team of skilled, caring professionals in ways that are purposeful and meaningful. Basically, we want all the students to have the same opportunities as every other student, no matter what their exceptionality is. And we need to be creative and inventive to figure out ways to serve them best. So, our Wichita, Culture of Wichita, mean salaries equal $46,000. Wichita proper has almost 390,000 people, and the metro area has almost 650,000 people. Obviously, the major employer is aviation industry, and then the demographics are there listed on the screen. Something I found interesting moving to Wichita, I'm not raised here, I'm not from Kansas. When I moved here, I found it very interesting how people could get very well-paying jobs on just a high school diploma. And I always had the feeling that post-secondary education wasn't as valued as what I grew up with it being valued, because you just couldn't make that money where I was from unless you had a college education. A little bit more about Levy. We are 2/3 male, which if you actually look at statistics of children with special needs, that's very normal. Majority of our students are white and then African American. Students with disability is also obviously 100%, because you don't go there unless you have a disability. ELL students, according to the records, it says 0%. A lot of our students don't communicate verbally. Many of them communicate with devices, either iPads or communication books. There is minimal signing, we have some signing, but not as a huge form of communication, just your basic needs. Age is 5 to 21. Students with special needs can be serviced in the public school system up until the age of 21. And that's not only at Levy, that's at any of the classes, any of the schools that have programs. And over 70% of our students are economically disadvantaged. As far as the testing and those results, all of our students take the DLM. So they all need alternative assessments due to disabilities. And then I just listed the other levels of what the results are. The results that were listed on the UG website are on this slide, and I think I'm going to say all of them. However, there was not a result listed for social studies, history, that area. It did not give a building percentage. So I don't have those. Our educational options. Our students really don't participate in post-secondary education. They, as I said earlier, are supposed to stay in the programs up until 21. Basically from 18 on, that focuses solely on job skills. We do have job skills or vocational skills and community-based instruction, or CDI, happen starting at middle school age. Our students go out into the community as part of their education. They work with different businesses. They may roll silverware. They clean chairs at restaurants. They clean windows. They clean exercise equipment at the YMCA. They go to Lower's Diner and serve meals, clear tables, wash dishes, everything depending on their ability, but no matter what their abilities, they still participate in it in some form. It is modified to do what they can do. And in fact, even just someone stacking trays on their wheelchair tray to take them back and forth as the wheelchair is pushed by a parent, they're still participating and still learning a job skill. We also teach vocational skills at Levy. There is a vocational room where they learn to sort recyclables. They shred papers, cut out coupons from newspapers. Also, they have a life skills room where they are taught cooking skills, laundry skills, cleaning skills, how to load the dishwasher, all things that they could do at a place of employment. And the other thing we have is transition team. All kids with special needs have a transition team. In Wichita's public schools, we start that by 6th grade. I think it's mandated to start at 8th. And we started early due to the limited resources. Currently, even to find housing outside of your home is an 8-year wait. So the earlier you can start looking for assistance, the better. Learning accommodations, as I said earlier, all the students take the BLM. In addition, all of our students have an IEP, and accommodations are listed on the IEP along with their goals. Classrooms are set up for multiple accommodations, visual aids, verbal aids, anything that they need. Our building, again, is 100% accessible. We have wide doors. There's no steps. All of our bathrooms are large. And then we also provide alternative methods of communication, such as communication books, iPads, and pictures all over the school so they can find what they need, point to what they need. Excuse me. So Levy is a very unique learning environment. It has a different culture. We really want all of the kids to feel like they're included. They get every opportunity that every other student does. Go to every field trip. They participate in every school activity. So no matter what is going on with them, they're a part of our school. It's very inclusive. Everybody needs some additional help, and we want them to fit in society and be contributing members of society. By exposing our students to the community and exposing the community to our students, we're hoping to foster a culture of acceptance and inclusion of special education students and individuals and citizens has really, I feel, improved over the years. But it's still, as anything, isn't perfect. We just want to assist our students to feel that they're part of their community, part of their culture, and feel like they're contributing. Because everyone's important. Thank you.